All right, let's see. I'm not sure if we're on or not.
I think we are.
Are we?
Great. Well, I am very excited to be here tonight talking about all things shakes. I'm Coach Kate.
And I'm Coach Sandy. Hey, everybody.
Hi, everyone. It is no secret for those who know me that I absolutely love shakes. And tonight we are going to discuss the countless ways that we can make shakes. There are endless possibilities for variety. And towards the end of the session, we will also preview a national shakes contest. So whether you're in phase 1 or phase 2, shakes are a crucial part of your program. They are part of your daily minimums in phase 1. And in phase 2, they are truly forever behaviors for you to have strategic meals or snacks. And there are so few foods out there that can give us the volume for so few calories. And shakes are right there. And they also taste great. So this is going to be a wonderful opportunity to hear from you. What are your favorite shake recipes? We are going to ask that you post them in the comments. And a great thing, even if you love the shakes that you make, is to listen for something new that you can try to make your repertoire even more extensive.
I agree. Variety is so key, and we're going to be talking about all kinds of ways to make the shakes. And we want to, like Kate said, welcome you to have input here, sharing your favorite recipes with the vanilla and chocolate shakes, the 70 plus pudding, maybe the chicken soup, and the cereal, certainly. But we're going to focus a lot on the chocolate and vanilla shakes tonight. So be sure you are adding into the conversation. And I am going to be checking to see who has already joined us here, looking on my Facebook page here. If you see anyone, Kate, go right ahead and jump in.
Rick, no pun intended, let's shake it up.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. Okay, I'm still looking for my feed. I'm not seeing it on my phone yet. Let me
a
just.
number of our regular participants, which is wonderful. Wanted to welcome Bob again this evening. Great to have you back. Wonderful to see you, Iris, joining us again this week. We have Lena from Carson City, Emily, Coach Jen, David again. Yep, yeah. So wonderful to see some Emily is joining us tonight. This is great.
We have California well represented tonight, myself included. That's awesome.
San Diego. Yep. Jennifer.
Great. Well, if you're just joining us, like Kate said, we're talking about all things shakes tonight. And so Kate and I just can talk endlessly about shakes because we both love them. In fact, there's not a day that goes by, Kate, that I don't have a shake, you know, or 2 or 3 or 4. And so the fact that you and I have paired up to talk about one of our favorite things in life is pretty magical. I can tell you what I love most about the shakes are that they are, for me, just such a win-win. I like them for one thing. I look forward to having them. I know they're going to be a calorie savings. They're going to be something that fills me up for so few calories. And I can create virtually any flavor I can think up just by a combination of add-ins. And so we're going to talk about some of those add-ins tonight. And I can honestly say after 18 and a half years of drinking the shakes, every day I'm still finding new ways to make them and new flavors to create with the vanilla and chocolate shakes. So like I said, it's no secret. Kate and I love the shakes. We could spend the next 45 minutes just gushing about what we love so much about them. But I'm curious, Kate, what do you love most about the shakes?
Yes, I know. 2 very exuberant people when it comes to the shakes. I've been with HMR for 15 and a half years. You have me a little bit beat. And I can think of so many positives. They're delicious. They're so filling for me. Back to earlier, it's hard for me to find anything that's going to give me the level of fullness that I love. They're so delicious. And there have been a lot of times when I think back and if only I had made a shake. I
Yeah.
have never regretted having made a shake. Maybe there's been a spill or two. Um, in all seriousness, I have never looked back and regretted having had a shake. And there have been times where I have thought, if only I had had a shake, that would have been the perfect thing to keep me on track. I also find too that they're motivating and reinforcing for me that if things are going well and I make a shake, I feel like I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
If I have had a challenge and I make a shake, I feel like they're just totally getting me back on track. So I find that it's just such a great thing for me to do. And we could gush all night about the shakes, but we want to, of course, get to some specifics and hear from you guys as well.
Right, right. And we are going to get to talking about the different kinds of shakes, what qualifies as a shake, ways to prepare them, useful timing of having them. But first, we of course want to make room to follow up on last week's Facebook Live with coaches Rick and Jen A. And the topic was pumping up the volume. I know there's like a song in there somewhere, right? Pumping up the volume, focusing on high volume, low calorie strategies and recipes. And so we want to find out if anyone took on the challenge of pumping up the volume at least once this week. We invite you to post that and, let us know what you did and how it was helpful. And if you did miss last week's live event, it's saved on our page. So look for it. It was last week's date, last Thursday. And I don't even know what this week's date is. So what date is it? The 17th. So it would have been the 10th that it had aired. And Coach Rick and Jen, just look for that. But Kate, I don't know if you had anyone that you were going to follow up with. And I'll
So
check the feed here.
yeah, just for folks who are joining us, Bob had shared wanting to make super thick shakes. We have Tanya who mentioned wanting to do the savory chicken over lots of greens. Susan had shared her challenge of making her shakes. And I know Nancy had offered a suggestion of you, Susan, making shakes ahead of time. We'd love to hear if you were able to do that and how it worked for you. Let's see here. Nancy T joining us mentioned wanting to try a cauliflower soup.
Ooh.
So anyone
Wasn't that one of your recipes, Kate? The cauliflower soup?
Yes, yep.
Oh my gosh, sounds delicious.
Shared a suggestion too. So let's see if anyone last week was able to try. And of course, even if you didn't take on a formal accountability spotlight, if you did something last week that was really in the spirit of lots of volume for very few calories, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah. Well, I know Bob posted something. I'm just trying to, we've asked you to post recipes, but now we're asking you to do something else. So I don't want to get things mixed up. So I apologize ahead of time. Let me just see.
Yep.
Susan says, I pump up the volume in almost every meal. I need to eat a lot to be happy. And what better tools than the shakes, the entrees with, extra fluids, extra fruits and vegetables as a way to, get some healthy foods in,
Yep.
really feel satisfied, but not on too many calories. Oh, Dana says, Rick, and I know Rick's watching. Rick, I made your berry spinach blend with frozen banana too, and sugar-free fruity syrup. It was ugly looking, somewhere between army tent green and hearing aid beige. But it was delicious and will be a regular in my rotation. Hey, that's awesome, Dana. So great.
Yes, this is great too.
There's so many people joining us, Kate. I'm really happy that we've got so many people not only here with us, but already posting their favorite shake recipes.
Yep.
So yeah.
So just for those of you who are just catching us, we had a chance to follow up on some folks from last week. Other people have posted what they did in the spirit of pumping up the volume. And let's keep this discussion going, getting on the playing field with all things shakes.
Absolutely. So let's, I just wanted to mention, Kate and I were discussing this event and preparing for it, deciding what we wanted to talk about. And, Kate, you and I were both struck by the limitless variety of ways there are to make shakes. I'm pretty sure that you can make a different recipe every day of the year and not repeat even once a recipe. You think about all of the add-ins, all of the fruits, all of the different fluids you can use, and we're going to get into a lot of those in a minute. And the combinations that are they're just limitless. And I know it's cliche to say, but you're only limited by your imagination. And so, you also, I just throw in there too, just the different preparation methods. We're going to see a few today during this event, but I mean, you've got a blender, a food processor, a shaker bottle, you got hot shakes, cold shakes, you got frozen shakes. There's just so many limitless possibilities. So I wanted to, actually, I'll tease you with this. Ready? I've got a tray here. I just drummed up just a few of the common add-ins that I use. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see me past it? No, I've got sugar-free, fat-free Jello.
Yeah.
Pudding, and I've got the sugar-free pudding. I mean, Jello. I can get my words right. I've got extracts. I've got almond, vanilla, maple, peppermint. I've also got instant coffee, cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, PB2, flavoring for water, sugar-free, calorie-free. I'm sure there's something missing here.
Your skinny syrups.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Look at this. And I'm not even holding up any fruit, guys. These are just, allowable HMR add-ins that I'm looking to see what else. Here's a 5-calorie tablespoon topping. Your iced coffee, one of your favorites, I know. So I just wanted to just kind of give us a little bit of a preview of some things that we're going to make with some of these add-ins. And our friends here may not know, Kate, that you are the queen of recipes. I swear, you're always trying something new and telling me about a new shake flavor you've made. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you're making tonight.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, Kate, I know you have your favorites, and we're talking about variety here. What would you say about why variety with shakes is important to you? And why not just stick with 2 or 3 of your favorites?
Variety just keeps it interesting. It has me really look forward to and love the things that I make. And if I'm not excited about what I'm going to have, I'm much more likely to reach for something that I don't want to have.
Yeah.
And actually, the nice thing about the variety is, it takes 1 second to add a teaspoon of sugar-free Jello pudding,
Right.
to shake some cinnamon in the shake and make it a little bit different. So the variety does not have to be labor intensive. It can be super easy and has me really love the foods that I eat.
That's a really good point. Spoken with folks who say, I'm just not that creative. And really, it doesn't take much, like you're saying, just a second to experiment with adding in a tablespoon of pistachio, sugar-free, fat-free pudding mix. I mean, you don't have to be a chef to figure that out or even to do it and pull it off. And maybe you'll have something fabulous that you hadn't tried before and you just fall in love with. And like you said, keep things interesting. I'll say this about variety for me. Like I said, been using the shakes over 18 years. You'd think I'd get bored. I'm never bored. Variety keeps boredom at bay because there's always something new to try. And so, there's no reason to let yourself become bored with shakes or really any of the HMR products, because along with the add-ins we've shown, there's many more, as well as fruits and vegetables to add in. Yeah.
And we already have people posting so many wonderful recipes with, banana cream, sugar-free, fat-free Jello pudding, pistachio, allspice, nutmeg, eggnog. I really suggest people look through the feed because I am impressed with all of your suggestions and creativity, and I know that we'll hear more.
Right. There are already just so many recipes being shared here. So yeah, definitely be looking through this feed when the video's over and finding something that looks like something you want to try, or maybe you'll hear something that Kate and I share.
Great.
Yeah.
So let's talk more about some of the different recipes, different preparation methods. I want to have a chance to show a few, of course. And you know, our audience, our participants, that there are many different types of shakes. And we have blended shakes, we have 70 plus pudding, we have multigrain cereal, we have HMR chicken soup, and even with the blended shakes, we can do it in a blender, we can do it in a food processor, we could do a shaker bottle. And like you were saying, Sandy, you know, we can start with chocolate and vanilla, and then we can make endless possibilities with our shakes. And so I wanted to be able to show a couple just common types of shakes that I love to make. And then I want to make sure that we're hearing more and more suggestions from you, and you're listening for something that you can do this week that's going to be a little bit new and different. So I wanted to have a chance to make a shake in the food processor. And we've had some suggestions already here for butterscotch, so I'll do that. So the thing with a shake in the food processor is it comes out like a mousse or ice cream texture. It is the biggest shake that you can make, hence the highest volume and lowest calorie per ounce. And like you're also saying, Sandy, to look for a time that we would really find any of these most strategic. I live with a family of ice cream lovers. So at night, they seem to get out the ice cream, perhaps insensitive to poor me. That's the perfect time for me to make the HMR mousse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make it and show all of you. And then I'm just going to mute while it's blending and growing a little bit. And then Sandy, you can resume. But I'll just walk through the steps first. So my first step is I put lots of ice cubes in, typically about 12 to 15 ice cubes. I happen to have a crush setting on my fridge, but you could do regular ice cubes and it will crush it. So I start with my ice, and I'm going to show this. Then while the ice is in there, I add my water so it's all moving around, and then I add my shake. And then I like to, with my mousse, add a tablespoon of the sugar-free Jell-O pudding because it adds a really nice thickness and creaminess. So I find if I'm making a massive mousse, I like to add a tablespoon of sugar-free Jell-O pudding, or I might add one of my syrups just to add some extra flavor into it so it's delicious. So let's go ahead and make it.
All right.
Just gonna grab my ice.
So while Kate is getting that ready, I noticed Sherry mentioned that she never has her shakes as shakes. She always makes mousses because she likes to be able to eat with a spoon, eat something much more satisfying rather than drinking the meals. So Sherry's endorsing the mousse as well.
Nice, okay. So I add my ice, and then I put my food processor back on. It's going to be a little loud for a moment. And then I like to, while it is running, you want to have a cover on it, but I could just add my water. And then I'm going to.
All right. Kate's getting that going. She's making the mousse. And she's saving our ears, folks. She's muted us while she puts that together, but you can see she's adding in the shake mix to her ice, and she's letting that go. While she's doing that, you can continue to watch her. She's going to add the pudding mix there, a tablespoon, and letting that go. And I know something about mousses, you have to let them blend a while. So while she's doing that, I wanted to just kind of keep going here with some ideas for recipes, and wanted to just show you something I made earlier today with the 70 plus vanilla pudding. I added a little bit of lemonade Crystal Light to the water and stirred it up so that the Crystal Light flavored the water. Made my pudding, actually made a double, and then I layered it with blueberries to make a beautiful parfait. Can you see this? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's in, of course, I think this is a martini glass or a Cosmo glass, but why not make it pretty and fun and enjoyable? Maybe I'll have to bring this back next week for our happy hour because it's in a Cosmo glass. But I have to get in here and taste this and let you guys know how it is. It's called a blueberry cloud. It's actually on our website. Mm, so good. Really good chilled if you wanted to chill it and have it that way. So much better. Um, love that one. You could serve that as a dessert. How are we coming there with the mousse?
My mousse is great. As you can see, I'm not very precise with my measurements, but I just add enough water so all it's moving around. And then any HMR shake will do. And then you just let it grow. And if you can see it, it literally fills the entire food processor.
So that was one shake packet.
Yeah, I mean, if I even can show you, it like literally, if I even knew how big this food processor, it's massive. And I can literally take it out and eat it. I mean, it looks to me like the size of a gallon of ice cream.
Right.
So it's, yeah, one shake.
I could see how that would totally come in handy if the rest of your family's eating ice cream or some sweet treat and you're treating yourself to a recipe that you can look forward to like that you know is going to be guilt-free, going to be a calorie win, and you're probably going to enjoy it just as much as you would the ice cream.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So another shake that I make pretty often is a warm shake. And just for folks who are looking for some different suggestions, a warm or hot shake for people who are looking for something lower in volume, easier to get down easily, you could make a small warm shake. So you could make 6 ounces of warm or hot water with your shake, and it's not going to be quite as filling, of course, as something like this that's just massive. I sometimes will make my warm or hot shakes really, really big. So I'll do 2 cups of water because I want them to stay with me longer. I'm in Massachusetts, so we're getting into some colder weathers. A couple of my dogs were in the 40s this past week. And also sometimes a year we just might be more inclined to want to do a warm shake. So super easy to make. You can either warm water, or I have a instant hot that I'm going to show you that I can use. So if you are doing really warm water, very hot, you do need to make sure that you don't have all of the top covered, because if it's too hot, it could drive the top off. So I often just make it without. But one of my favorite recipes is just a chai tea. So I'll make my chai tea. I could have done this in advance, but I didn't. This is just my favorite one. It's a great evening treat. I do just the decaf chai bags. And then once I have my lovely tea to my flavor preference, what I do is I just put my tea in the blender. Again, I like to do a number of cups, and then I just set it on a low setting, and I do my vanilla shake. I blend it in.
Yeah, that looks great.
And then I like to keep my my tea bag in so to keep the extra flavor. And it's delicious any time of day. I also do warm coffee with chocolate or vanilla to make like a latte or a mocha, and even a hot chocolate is delicious. And I tend to add a little bit of like either a sweetener or a little bit of cocoa or sugar-free Jello pudding if I make a huge hot chocolate with one shake packet.
Yeah. You can really glad that you're bringing up the lower volume option as well. You know, not everybody's a high volume eater. We have one person who mentioned in our comments who has to have low volume. And, you know, there could be a situation where, you know, like if you're in phase 1, you know, you need to get that last shake in, but you're not all that, you know, hungry, or just a large filling shake just is going to put you over the top. And, you know, these low volume recipes. In fact, I've got one here I'm going to share, but before I do, I have to tell you a story. Checking my emails today, my personal emails, I got an email from Starbucks announcing their salted caramel mocha is back. Okay. And I'm like, oh, I know those are good, but I know they're also high calorie. But I have in the past couple of years ago figured out a way to make an HMR version. It's just as good. And it's just the HMR chocolate shake made with coffee. So I just kind of like what you did, but a little bit of a twist, Kate, is I get my hot coffee. I'm looking for my whisk. I think I forgot it. I put my hot coffee in a large mug, a scoop of chocolate, and use a whisk. Just whisk it up really well till the lumps are gone, and a squirt of my sugar-free caramel syrup.
Delicious.
And then, of course, my 5 calorie per tablespoon cocoa whip that I get at Trader Joe's. And wouldn't you know, I have one right here.
Ooh,
Look at that. Cheers, my friend. So a hot shake, can count it as a shake, but it sure feels like you're cheating. Oh, so good, so good. So other hot options, of course, is our chicken soup. And you think about variety with the soup, there's variety. You can make it straight up, just like the packet says, and have it drink your soup. You can combine it with an entree. You can make it into a gravy to put over your vegetables. Here's something interesting I've done, making in the box mashed potatoes, using the chicken soup as a flavoring with just a little bit of water added in and then stirred into those potatoes. Don't need to add anything else. They're delicious that way.
Wonderful.
Any other ways you can think of to make the soup, Kate?
I think I do some of the same strategies as you, and for the folks who are looking for the lower volume, to just do with a couple ounces of warm or hot water as a gravy over vegetables mixed with an entree does count as a shake.
Right.
And we do have Kristen who asked if the 70 plus tastes okay hot. It works. It absolutely does. That's one shake, because I use all of the shakes, hot, cold, iced, etc. That one works better to me when I do it in the blender versus the whisk.
Something that Coach Jen mentioned to me actually earlier today about the 70 plus, the way she makes it, she uses warm water, not hot, mixes and adds it to the blender with the 70 plus and any flavoring she has, blends it, and then warms it up in the microwave. And it doesn't get the consistency of scrambled eggs like you would get if you just added that 70 plus straight into some hot liquid.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So hopefully you're all hearing some ideas, but we also want to hear from you. Just any recipes that are your favorites, anything you've tried with add-ins to the shakes. And we can certainly check in and see what we're seeing here.
Yeah, lots of folks have great experience with hot shakes, hot coffee, caramel syrup, cocoa whisk, you're suggested too.
Yeah.
We have vanilla with Ovaltine. That's a nice suggestion from Sherry. Let's see here. Yeah, keep posting your recommendations. Another endorsement for the chai tea, which I love.
I'm loving Shane's grilled. It's a peach cobbler shake. This is going to blow your mind. I never in a million years would have thought to do this. Grilled peach, a dash of cinnamon, vanilla shake mix, all blended together. Sounds incredible.
Sounds amazing.
Oh my goodness. What else are we seeing? So many. Yeah, definitely, guys, look through these comments. And I stumbled upon a funny one from Rick. He must have written it while you were blending your mousse. It says, "Quiet, everyone. The queen is at work." You need your crown. The queen of recipes. All right.
Sandy, we haven't even discussed vegetables and fruits in the shakes. So let's talk about that for a moment, because that brings endless possibilities. Vegetables, which might be a little bit less common for people to use. I will make a carrot cake shake. I'll put a cup of carrots in my blender with a vanilla shake, and I'll do cinnamon, nutmeg. Sometimes I'll add a sugar-free Jell-O pudding to it to add a delicious flavor. So that's something that you can always do. I've noticed that cauliflower, whether it be riced or regular, it adds a creaminess to the shake, which is delicious. Gets in a veggie serving. Doesn't have a lot of taste. Spinach and kale, of course, great to add greens. And then we probably have our more traditional fruits that you would think to add. Mixed berries is one. I do this medley a lot with vanilla or chocolate, banana.
So good. So many options. I mean, think of all the fruits there are out there and all the vegetables. And for those who don't like vegetables, the great way to have them is to hide them in your shakes with handfuls of fresh spinach or frozen spinach, the cauliflower you mentioned, just so many, such a variety of ways. So I just have to pause here, Kate, and ask you, we've been sharing a lot back and forth, but what would you say is your all-time favorite shake?
It's so hard because it seems like it changes all the time. One of the things that you were talking about earlier is thinking about something we love and trying to make it into a shake. So this week I've been on a roll with a key lime pie shake.
Ooh.
And I've been doing it with sugar-free lime jello pudding. Sugar-free lime jello, a little bit of sugar-free cheesecake jello pudding to try to make my own key lime pie. But it's so hard because I feel like every week I'm on to something new that I love. What about you?
That's what's great, right? You can just keep having new favorites. Oh gosh, same. It's like it's something new every day, but I can tell you what I've been making a lot lately is the PB2 in vanilla with or without a banana. And had a coworker today mention that she uses pistachio pudding with the PB2 in a shake. That's something I need to try, but I'm all about a tablespoon of the PB2 in the vanilla with a banana, and sometimes I'll even add my syrup, either the caramel or coconut syrup. I've actually got a bottle of it here.
Delicious.
But yeah.
My current favorite sugar-free jello pudding is white chocolate.
Ooh.
And my supermarket stopped selling it, so I ordered it on Amazon. But vanilla with PB2 and white chocolate.
Oh. When you add a tablespoon of the pudding, it just makes your shake that much more creamier. And for those who kind of drink on a shake for a while and you let it sit, when you add that pudding mix, it holds it all together. It keeps the shake from separating. It's one of the things I like about it too. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Especially if you are going to pre-make a shake and stick it in the fridge or keep it in a thermos for a while, it does keep it nice and thick.
Great.
We want you posting your favorites.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, I'm Coach Sandi. Coach Kate is in her kitchen, and we are talking all things shakes, talking about recipes, ways to make the shakes, the timing of when they benefit you the most, and we're looking to hear from you. So be sure you're sharing your favorite shake recipes. And, we talked about variety earlier, and if anybody wants to comment about that too, the importance of keeping things interesting. It's all about being open to trying new things so that you don't get bored with the tools that we're using in the program. And you've got so many things.
Sherry mentioned diet soda. We forgot about the diet soda.
Yes. Diet soda.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Forgot that one. Oh, speaking of diet soda, I will share one of my all-time favorite recipes is a root beer freeze. A can of nice cold root beer, diet root beer, vanilla shake, 1 serving, lots of ice in the blender. You have to vent the blender when you use carbonated beverages so it doesn't blow up all over your kitchen. Just vent it a little bit at the beginning when you start blending. And I tell you what, you will think you're having a root beer freeze from Dairy Queen. It's so good.
And you volume eaters like me, like Susan, you shared earlier on our feed. One of the things that I've noticed is that if I'm doing a regular shake, maybe I can do 8 ounces of water to get it to my perfect texture. But when I do diet soda, I can do 12, 14, even 16 ounces, and it just comes out massive. And something about the carbonated beverage just makes it super, super thick and creamy. So you can make it even bigger. Great suggestion. Yes. Thank you, Sherry, for pointing that out.
Very good. I'm just checking the feed here just to see what else we're seeing. Oh, Lisa, are you ready for this?
Yes.
HMR chocolate shake, 1 tablespoon pistachio pudding mix, a teaspoon of almond extract, lots of ice in the food processor. Sounds like a good mousse recipe.
Delicious.
All right. What else? Diet Sprite. This is from Deirdre.
Yep.
8 ounces of Diet Sprite, a scoop of vanilla, frozen strawberries. Closest thing I could find for a strawberry smoothie.
Mm.
Almost sounds like a daiquiri. Sounds good. So many ideas. We've got Kristen sneaking in 2 cups of spinach with 2 cups of frozen cherries, a chocolate 70 plus,
Yep.
2 cups of water, and a tablespoon of cherry skinny syrup with lots of ice. That's high volume. A couple shakes out of that, a few servings. Yeah.
Yours recipe. And Susan, I actually put regular carrots in my blenders. My blenders are quite powerful. I actually also put them in my magic bullet. And if you're worried, you could try cooked, but yeah, just plain old carrots and it works fine in my blender.
Sounds great. I love the carrot shake recipe. It's so good.
Yeah.
Some of the other things I just want to mention here, we have Halloween just 7 weeks away. Can you believe it? But some of my favorite shakes are ones that mimic some, common treats, like who doesn't love a good Mounds bar? Chocolate and coconut together. So a chocolate shake with some sugar-free coconut syrup. The Reese's, like Reese's peanut butter, the chocolate peanut butter combo, the PB2 with the chocolate shake. Girl Scout cookie Thin Mints. You can add a little peppermint extract to a chocolate shake. And all of these that I've just mentioned are decision free as well, friendly. Yeah, so those are a few of my favorites as well.
And one thing I think a lot about is having my best recipe at a time that I need it the most. And so
Yes.
that's something that I want everyone to think about. I am heading out to grab my kids at all of their pickups. And I know Coach Jen had mentioned in one of the recent Facebook Lives having like drive through options near her. So I'll often make a double shake before I leave the house, have some, and then actually have some in the car with me. I know I shared my big thermos before, but there's times that I want to have a delicious shake, but I'm worried I'm not going to be able to make it. I'll make 2 or 3 at once and put it in my thermos. So want folks really thinking about what would be something new that you can try, but also is there a strategic time that would really help you stay on track to make it?
Totally agree. I'd say for me, it's how I start my day that really sets the tone. So I often will do my, hot shake in the morning, just with coffee, kind of a way to get a shake and my coffee in. And it just really starts my day off with me feeling like I'm in the driver's seat with my food choices, makes the rest of the day, not 100%, foolproof, but it certainly gets me started on the right track towards positive action that I'm taking towards managing my weight.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're talking all things shakes, lots of great ideas for variety. And seriously, there's absolutely no reason why anyone should get bored with all of these options. I wanted to just mention, Kate and I often talk to people just getting started on the program, getting them going, starting with their first order and whatnot. And one of the things, Kate, I don't know about you, but I often hear, you only have chocolate and vanilla shakes, and I'm sure folks are thinking, oh my goodness, how can I survive with just 2 flavors? And little do they know what's ahead of them with all of these options. I talk their ear off to letting them know what all the options are. So, I wanted to just say, when you're new and you really don't realize all that you can do with the chocolate vanilla shakes, it's just that realize that the variety does increase your chances for not getting bored on the diet and keeping your endurance, your momentum going, keeping you from getting that diet fatigue that can so easily happen if you get bored. Yeah. All right. Well, we are so impressed on a regular daily basis with this group, this Facebook group. You're constantly posting lovely recipes, creative recipes, and sharing pictures of your food. And just really, so it's just so clear you love what you're doing here with the things you're making with the shakes. And often we see also entree recipes. I encourage you all to keep doing that. Please keep also posting your recipes here in the comments. Keep sharing because we're going to keep checking. Um, and wanted to just also talk about, just kind of continuing on here with any other, not only recipes, but strategies you have for getting in your shakes. And feel free to comment about that as well. I'm going to check the feed real quick just to
Yeah,
see.
of course.
A lot of folks are joining us. Oh, let's see here. So Tracy mentioned you were talking about the carrot shake, the carrot cake shake
Yep.
earlier, Kate, and Tracy mentioned that she has used the canned carrots in that shake. So that's an endorsement for that.
Perfect. John made a great suggestion for the sugar-free cider. Our health coach, John, sugar-free cider with a vanilla shake. A wonderful thing to do this time of year.
Yes.
Delicious.
Absolutely. Let's see, what else?
I mean, not a surprise. People are very creative from sugar-free flavors. We had people including, I just saw a great recipe, sugar-free, fat-free strawberry jello,
Ooh,
sparkling ice drink. The cherry limeade flavor is delicious with vanilla. So that sounds very, very good.
that sounds great.
Watermelon with vanilla. Sue mentioned that. It's so good. I tend to do
Yay.
that from you with the Crystal Light lemonade or fruit punch.
Sue and I are watermelon lemonade shake buddies on that one.
Yes. So
We
good.
usually check in with each other at the beginning of the summer to see if we've had it yet.
So
Let's see.
delicious.
Oh, here's one. I would never think to put pistachio with peppermint, but Lisa is posting here a scoop of vanilla, tablespoon pistachio pudding, quarter teaspoon. That's a lot. Quarter teaspoon peppermint extract. Another favorite in the food processor, she says.
Yep.
Awesome.
We have a couple of recommendations for lemon, and you can do lemon. I have the sugar-free Jello pudding, which I absolutely love. I think it's upside down. But you also could do, you had mentioned Crystal Light lemonade is a nice alternative.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of great comments. Gosh, pumpkin mousse. I mean, I hope you're all seeing these. Some suggestions on where to find some of these ingredients. I know, Kate, you mentioned you couldn't find a particular flavor of the pudding, so you ordered it, did you say on Amazon?
Yeah, for some reason, my supermarket stopped selling the white chocolate, which is my favorite. And so I recently ordered a 6-pack on Amazon.
That reminds me. Years ago, I found a diet chocolate soda, and I would make a chocolate shake with that soda and dark red cherries, and it made the most amazing, what do you call that? Black forest recipe, cake recipe, and I can't find it. If anybody knows how I can get some diet chocolate soda, please put it in the comments because I'm willing to order it online.
Frozen cherries is also delicious with just a chocolate or vanilla shake.
Yes, I often do it that way as well. I am just struck by all the variety I'm seeing here in the comments, and that is what we're talking about here tonight, is ways to make your shakes. Just, any way you can think of, any flavor you're looking for. Chances are we've got some add-ins that you can use or the community has suggestions for add-ins for ways that you can create those favorite flavors of yours or discover a new favorite flavor profile that you're looking for.
Well, we didn't mention much about the cereal tonight. Oh. Cereal can be with all sorts of fruits. And certainly, as you've seen from our amazing community, you can also bake the cereal for a special treat, muffins, cookies. We have participants who will do waffles, pancakes. So we didn't talk a lot about cereal today, but know that, of course, that's a shake option as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I also noticed that John mentioned that Rick has him doing double shakes all the time. So you think about strategies for getting in your shakes, how to make them more filling. Certainly doubles, triples, or quadruples, however you need to make them to make sure that they're supportive for you. And I'm just looking through our notes here just to make sure. Pre-making shakes. That's another idea. Pre-make them, even have them and make them the night before, stick them in the freezer, and they can, just be defrosting, and you're drinking on them as they're defrosting.
Yeah, when you freeze them and you take them out, they're kind of more like an Italian ice texture, which is different. I like
Yeah.
it, and of course you can let it thaw out. Nice thing to eat with a spoon. So rather than
Hmm.
drink it, it's delicious.
Yeah.
It makes it convenient if you aren't able to make it in the moment.
Great. I think of Coach Audrey, who made some popsicles
Oh yeah,
or pops, frozen pops out of shake with fruit. Made up the shake, poured them in some popsicle molds, and froze those. What a great way to just have a shake to grab and go and eat in a different way.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So are we going to have a little fun in our community in the coming weeks?
we sure are. So, we're going to let you put your creative hats on and get into action here with recipes. Um, Kate and I want to let you know about a national HMR shake recipe contest coming up next week. And it's going to start on Monday and go through Friday. So the 21st through the 25th. We'll be posting information about that, how you can get your recipes out there, and the community will like them. And the one with the most likes is the winner. And you'll have bragging rights for a year until we do it again or the next time we do it. No prizes, but a whole lot of fun and a lot to learn from one another and get some ideas generated throughout the week. And I believe, Kate, we're going to be posting some tips each day for
Yep.
different ways to get in shakes. So it should be a lot of fun. I hope you all participate in that. Um,
Stay tuned.
yeah, let's
So
see.
one of the things that I had mentioned earlier is just for you to be listening for something new you can try. Maybe you heard something tonight or you saw something on a feed that you think that you'd really love, or maybe a strategic timing. And so I think it's the perfect time to have you go under the accountability spotlight. Who is
Ooh,
willing to try something this week with shakes? I'd love for you to post something in the feed that you really want to do, you're committed to doing this week because you joined us this evening. So, who is willing to take on a shake challenge this week? Please post.
yeah, please put that in the comments. Well, Kate, tonight's been a lot of fun. I don't know about you. I had a blast, and it seems like the time just flew by. And it was just nice to take a kind of a deeper dive with variety, with our shakes. And they are such a key part of our program. There's so much you can do with them. And I hope that everyone watching has found a takeaway, something new to try, or at least inspired to branch out and try some new things this coming week. And please join us next. Oh,
A
what
couple
was that?
people posted already.
Oh,
Dina's going to try a carrot cake shake, which is great. And it seems like
awesome.
Sherry's going to make some fudge pops with chocolate shake. So great to see folks already wanting to try something.
Excellent. I love it. I love it. Well, next week we'll be back, same time, same place. Join a few of us coaches for happy hour. We are going to get happy. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Take care.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.